We take a quick look onto the states, 3 different states in the life cycle of a servlet. So we have already seen and already known that we have init, service, destroy, which are called as the 3 different states of a life cycle. And we start with the init function, init parameter, init with the servlet config parameter when you use a generic servlet, and we use a service function where it is having a 2 parameters, servlet request and servlet response, for creating two objects, for one for request and one for the response. And this is the client request processing phase, and this is the resource allocation phase. And finally, once your service is done, we'll destroy. So this is what to this we have covered already. So moving further, we see how to write the servlet. Okay, how to write the servlet using the Java. So we have 3 different ways are there. So one is by implementing the servlet. It is an interface, by implementing the servlet interface, and by extending the generic servlet. Why we are saying the extending generic servlet is it is the abstract class. So there are 2 abstract classes apart from generic servlet. We also have is a HTTP servlet. So we extend these 2 with our class both are the abstract classes. So what are the 3? One is implementing the servlet, and the other is by extending generic servlet, and the other is by extending the HTTP servlet. So the packages that are used for using these interfaces and these abstract classes are, if you see the right hand side, you have this diagram, JavaX servlet dot servlet. JavaX.servlet, JavaX.servlet.servlet is the interface. This is the package we use and for the interface, and this is a package we use for abstract class generic servlet, which is nothing but javax.servlet.generic servlet, which is the package that you use for the abstract class. And similarly for HTTP servlet abstract class, we have javax.servlet.http.http servlet. This is one more abstract class. So this is the 3 packages we use, and servlet interface consists of 5 abstract methods, and generic servlet contains only one abstract method, which is a service. Servlet interface and generic servlet. Servlet interface contains what? 5 abstract methods, and a generic servlet contains what? One abstract method, that is a service. And HTTP servlet is also an abstract class, but without any abstract methods. With HTTP servlet extension, service method can be replaced by doGet or doPost with the same parameters of service method. What are the service parameters we have seen? HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response. So using those two, we can either use doGet or doPost also in place of a service method. This is when we use this HTTP servlet generic class. So these are the 3 ways we have, and these 5 abstract methods and the different methods in that interface, and in these classes different interfaces and different methods, all this we will look into them further in the next classes. And moving on again to the depth of the life cycle of a servlet. So we have instantiation, initialization phase, servicing phase, and destruction phase. These are the 4 life cycle phases. Okay, 3 life cycle states are init, service, destroy. These are the 3 methods we use. And the phases we can say instantiation phase, initialization phase, servicing phase, and destruction phase. So servlet engine SE loads our servlet class when the client is requesting for the server for any request. So servlet engine which helps us to load with the servlet class. So that is the first one. Okay, loads a servlet class. SE creates servlet instance. So this is the first type of implementing the servlet interface. So servlet instance. Then SE creates a servlet config object. In service method, we have once initializing the servlet, we have as a servlet config object. Then SE calls init method for initialization. SE creates request and response objects, and it calls a service method. So we know that inside service only we have HTTP request and HTTP servlet response. If it is HTTP abstract class we are using. If not, we have servlet request and servlet response, and both will reside inside the service method, which is the second method in the lifecycle state. So if one more client request is received, then what happens? If yes, one more client request is received, then again your servlet engine, again it generates a request and response objects, and it calls the service method. So this is what it happens whenever you are getting a new request, again new request and response objects, it will call the service method. And if there is no other request, then servlet waits for the client request. So in these, when your engine is getting loaded and your servlet engine is creating your servlet instance, we call these two steps as the instantiation phase. Then, and when your servlet engine is creating servlet config object, configuring the servlet, then again it is using initialization method for configuring. So these two steps we call it as a initialization phase. Then coming to your request and response along with your service method, when you are using them, we call it as a service phase. And finally, when it is waiting for the new message, it will go to the wait state and the current service will get destroyed. Therefore, this is called the destruction phase. So how many phases in total we have? One is the instantiation phase where your servlet engine is getting loaded, and then initialization phase where you are using init method, and then service phase where you are using service method along with the two parameters, servlet request and servlet response, and finally the destruction phase where your servlet is waiting for your client request, new client request. So this is the phases these are the phases we have for a life cycle. So your instantiation phase, when the servlet engine receives the first client request, it loads the servlet into the memory, and the servlet engine loads the servlet instance to load the servlet. So whatever we are discussed here in the first two steps, these two steps, the same thing we are writing here in a paragraph. So during this phase, the servlet instance is missing initialization information, context information, that is environmental information on which field to work on. Then so that we are moving further to initialization phase where we are creating a servlet config object which is an interface and calls the init method by supplying servlet config object as a parameter. So init, in brackets, in parameters, what you'll give? Servlet config, creating an object called config. So once init method is executed completely, then servlet is ready to serve the client request. So note, instantiation and initialization happens only once throughout the life cycle of a servlet, because every time you no need to initialize, right? Once the servlet engine is ready and you have initialized your servlet function, servlet interface, then again every time you no need to do that until your life cycle is end. That means until you call your destroy function, you no need to again install your servlet. Then coming to your servicing phase, the third phase of your life cycle, the information coming from the web server, that the user input plus client information plus server details is not understandable to the servlet. Hence this raw information is given by the web server to the servlet engine, okay, which converts it to the request response objects. So by using the service method, we are passing two parameters, right? Servlet request, servlet response. Again, servlet request, you are creating your object. Servlet response, you are creating an object. So these are used for converting your raw information and sending it to your servlet engine. So these objects are used. So servlet engine calls the service by supplying request and responses arguments. Once service is completely executed, one client request is processed and response is delivered, then HTTP request response is completed. So who is sending your request? HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Similarly, who is sending the response back to the client? Again HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This is the protocol which is used for sending both your request and responses to the client and server respectively. So this is there's a diagram here which we call as a web container where it consists of both server and the servlet engine, which we already seen, that is a servlet engine is SC, which is loaded every time when you are calling the life cycle of a servlet. Okay, so where multiple client requests are sent at a time to the servlet engine, and the request is fulfilled there itself. So that is the beauty of your servlet. And finally, the destruction phase is the last phase of your life cycle servlet. Just before the servlet instance is garbage collected, servlet engine calls the destroy method. So that's up to your life cycle of a servlet. Hope you people all understood what is common gateway interface and what is a servlet and how many life cycle phases you have and what are the different methods we use in the life cycle of a servlet: init, destroy, init, service, and destroy. So that's it for today. In our next class we'll see how to deploy a servlet. Thank you.